Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be focusing on the higher paper 1 of the AQA GCSE Mathematics from June 2022. In this video today we're going to focus on questions 1 to 9. Let's get into. Question 1 says which of these is the equation of a straight line? Circle your answer. First, anything with an x squared looks a little bit like a u or an n, so we can rule out those. Anything with an x as the denominator of the fraction looks a little bit like an L, so we can rule out that one. Which leaves us with y equals x6. Question 2 says what is 0.28 as a fraction of 0.8? Circle your answer. First of all, let's write it as a fraction, so we've got 0.28 over 0.8. Multiply them both by 100, which gives us 28 over 80. Now let's simplify our fraction. We can divide both of these by 4, which gives us 7 over 20, which is here, so our answer is 7 over 20. Question 3 says to circle the calculation that increases 240 by 7.5%. If we are increasing, that means we are adding to 100%. So we do 100 plus 7.5, which equals 107.5. And then we divide 107.5 by 100, which would give us 1.075. And now we just need to find a calculation that has 1.075 in it, which is this one here. Question 4 has given us two triangles which are the same. Circle the reason why these triangles are congruent. Congruent means that two shapes are the same but may be rotated or reflected. So we need to find what things that are the same. In this case we have a 9.2 and a 9.2, so we've got a side that's the same. We always have a 3.5 and a 3.5, so we've got another side that's the same. And we have a right angle as well, which means we got an angle that's the same. We need to look through all the letters that have two s and an n, which is sas. Question 5 says work out 80 million divided by 200, giving our answer in standard form. Let's work out what 80 million divided by 200 is by canceling out our zeros. And then 8 divided by 2 is 4, and if we add on the zeros we get 400,000. And the standard form gives us 4 times 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so answer is 4 times 10 to the power of 5. Question 6 says work out 3 to the power of 12 divided by 3 to the power of 7. When we're dividing by powers we take away the power, so we'll do 12 take away 7, which is 5. 3 to the power of 5 is the same as saying 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. If we do this calculation we get an answer of 243. The second part of our question says simplify 8 times 2 to the power of 6 times 2 to the power of 4, giving our answer as a power of 2. We need to change this 8. 8 is the same thing 2 to the power of 3. When we are multiplying powers, we add them together, so we've got 3 plus the 6 plus the 4, which gives us 13, so our answer is 2 to the power of 13. Question 7 says in a group of 98 students, 25 students study both French and art, 10 of the students study art but do not study French, 40 students study French. Joel draws this Venn diagram to represent the information. Make 2 criticisms of his diagram. Looking at this diagram, straight away we can see it isn't labeled. So our first criticism is going to be that he hasn't labeled his diagram. The next criticism is normally something to do with the numbers within the diagram, so let's add them up first. 10 plus 25 plus 16 plus 48. We get 99, so he's saying he asked 99 people. We know he asked 98. So the second criticism is the numbers don't add up to 98. Question 8 says in a week Samir is paid a basic hourly rate for the first 30 hours work and overtime hourly rate for any extra hours worked. The graph shows his pay working up to 40 hours in a week. Work out the ratio of basic hourly rate to overtime hourly rate. Let's work out how much he is paid for his normal hours. We know he works 30 hours. When he does this he is paid £450. Dividing 450 by 30 gives us 15. It means 1 hour of work earns him £15. For the next 10 hours, we know he gets paid the difference between here, which is 250, so we've got 10 hours equals 250 pounds. Which means 1 hour much equal 25 pounds. So the ratio is 15 to 25. However, the question says simplest form. So we must divide by 5, which gives us 3 to 5, so our answer is 3 to 5. Question 9 says in each box write a fraction less than 1 to make the calculation correct. If we look at our numerator, it is free, so we need two numbers that when times together give us 3. We can use 3 and 1. Next, we need two numbers that times together to give us 10, which are 5 and 2. In each box write a decimal less than 1 to make the calculation correct. We have 0.06, so we can start with 0.6. If we times a number and our answer gets smaller, that means we must be using a number less than 1. If we want the 6 to remain, we must be multiplying by something with the 1 as the last digit, so we must be using 0.1. Thank you for watching another video. Make sure to check out our next one.